Okay, first question for Doc right here in the front.
Hey, Dave, I guess just walk us through the decision to go with Julio there in the 8th inning.
We talked about it before the series, and he was available last night if it came to the situation. It didn't. He hadn't thrown a bullpen, and he was the best option at that point in time. He was prepared for it. It was a perfect spot for him, and getting him through that 8th to go to Kenley to finish the game.
How much do you consider leaving Trinan in or going to Brew if you wanted another lefty as opposed to going with Julio?
Well, when you got the top, I think in the 8th inning, to look at it as the leverage that it was, Julio, in my opinion, was the best option we had. You've got Albies and Riley behind him, so I just felt in that inning, Julio was our best option.
Down here on the right.
Yeah, Dave, I know obviously you had Julio lined up to start Game 4. Do you know if this is going to impact?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. That's why he was ready, available yesterday, didn't throw aside to prepare for one of these 2 games.
And then you mentioned, obviously, him being the best option available. You do have another lefty there in Brule. What sort of was playing in your head there?
I just think that if you're talking about performance, experience, nothing against Justin, but when you have a choice between him and Julio, I think it's pretty clear who I was going to choose.
Next question. Dave on the left.
Dave, what did you see from Scherzer in the game early on, and were you expecting more from him, and did the game change that?
It just, early on, I thought it was good, and he sort of hit a wall, and after that 4th inning, he said he was starting to feel it a little bit. And so that's why going into that 5th inning, it was going to be a short leash. And when I took the ball, he said, I gave it all I had, and that's what you want from a player.
Next question. All the way in the back, Kirsten.
Hey, Dave, just with Alex Vestia, there in the 5th, how big were those strikeouts against Albies and Freeman for him?
He's really coming of age. We've put him in some big spots early in his career, first postseason, and he's just making pitches when he needs to. So he's doing some special things.
Over here on the left, AJ.
Dave, your offense has struggled with men in scoring position. Is that an approach thing, a sample size thing, and how do you fix it going forward?
I think it's. I think in that particular instance, it's an approach thing. It's an approach thing, and I think that certain times in scoring position, we're expanding too much.
Scott, far in the back on the right.
Dave, a long season chasing the Giants, and obviously coming off a grueling 5-game series with the Giants. Do you see any signs of wear and tear in your club coming out of that?
I don't. I think 2 innings, obviously they've had 2 big innings to take the lead, and the series could be flipped. So I just, like I said before, our guys are prepared to play through October. So it was a great series, but I don't think that there's any kind of effects from that past series. I don't.
Stay in the back, Tyler.
Dave, I don't know if anything about the Braves has surprised you, but has there been anything that surprised you or particularly impressed you about how they've won these 2 games?
Nothing's really surprised me. We knew coming in they're very aggressive swinging the bats, especially early in the count. And if you're going to, you really got to make a quality pitch, that first pitch, getting into the count. So they're aggressive. They can catch the baseball, and so nothing's really surprised us, no.
JP in the middle.
Just to follow up on that, you guys have really had Freddie Freeman's number. Has the 7 consecutive strikeouts, the 0 for 8, surprised you at all?
Yeah. I think that we still have so much respect for him, and he can get hot at any moment. And I think we've done a great job of containing him, but some other guys we got to sort of figure out.
Far left, Andy.
Dave, just big picture, to leave here down 0-2 with the amount of pitching you've had to use, what's your level of concern?
Well, I think if you look at both clubs, as far as usage and leverage usage, they're in the same position we are. But the thing is that they've got a two-game lead in the series. So I think for us, Walker's ready to go. He's got an extra couple days, so certainly for Game 3, we're going to lean on him. But yeah, this is kind of how the series has played out, and I think that both teams are in the same situation outside of the most important factor that they've got a 2-0 lead.
Okay. Anything else? Get one more down here in the front.
Just going back to Julio really quick. You said Max kind of told you that he started to feel it a little bit today. That was his 4th appearance in 12 days. I guess Julio would kind of be in the same situation. Like, is that a concern at all, that Julio might kind of feel some fatigue in Game 4?
I mean, I think it's certainly a possibility, but I think with Julio, the expectation where we kind of how we use him in his start days, it's kind of 75, 80 pitches. So we just felt that not having the bullpen to be able to give us what he gives us on a typical start, we don't think it would be compromised now.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, guys.